You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Northport's Island Walk community is being tested by the Department of Health after several residents came down with Legionnaire's disease.
The Island Walk pool and spa have been closed while the health department investigates. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us from Venice Hospital with more details. Christopher?
Good evening. It was doctors here at Venice Regional Bayfront Health that first noticed a trend. Several people came in experiencing pneumonia-like symptoms. Suspiciously, though, they all live in the same neighborhood.
You see a few cases occurring at the same time, then you get suspicious.
Infectious disease doctor Ahmed Farouk became suspicious last week when several patients came in with similar symptoms. They all live in the Island Walk community in Northport. He alerted the Department of Health.
We believe it may be the pool or spa area in the community that these individuals live in. And so what we want to do is some specialized testing of the water sources there.
While those tests are conducted, the health department closed the Island Walk pool and spa.
It's not uncommon. We get several, multiple cases a year. It's uncommon to see clustering of cases.
The disease is transferred when water goes airborne. For instance, it often sits as a film on water, and when we disturb it,
we turn on our shower head or get in a hot tub, that film kind of gets dislodged and the bacteria gets aerosolized. Small particles get in the air and we inhale it. That's typically how we get exposed.
Legionnaires can cause pneumonia and a host of other symptoms.
Cough, generalized weakness, fevers, sometimes associated with chill. You're not going to produce a lot of sputum, and diarrhea.
While it is a reportable disease, it can often be treated. Dr. Farouk has a strong message to those who are worried about catching it.
It's not contagious. I cannot emphasize it enough. You cannot give it from person to person. It's not a contagious disease at all.
The health department hopes to run tests out at the pool and spa over the next 2 days to determine what exactly is the cause. Now, late this afternoon, we did receive a statement from DeVosta Homes. It reads in part that they closed the pool within 30 minutes of being notified of the outbreak, and they are working with the health department to get the issue resolved. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Christopher, thanks so much. Well, you have to be 18 years old to buy cigarettes and 21 to gamble or buy alcohol. But minors living with a gender identity issue can undergo hormone therapy before becoming a legal adult. ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us now with more on the story. Alan?
Scott, well, it's a new mission for Planned Parenthood. Kids and teens under 18 living with a gender identity issue can now undergo hormone therapy at Planned Parenthood. The program requires patients under 17 to go to additional counseling and visit their pediatrician, and all minors need parental consent. Doctors say patients have to be 100% sure they want to transition before hormone therapy happens, because they will start to see minor changes within 3 months and significant changes within a year.
When you look at those people that are adults or young adults that decide to take hormone therapy, virtually none of them change their minds and say, oh, it just wasn't for me.
That's just child abuse. You got to wait until they're of an age and a maturity to be making these decisions wisely for themselves.
Coming up tonight on ABC7 at 7, we'll explain why patients have to be past puberty before the hormone therapy can begin. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Alan. Well, certainly a beautiful day here on the Suncoast. Another one. We are not complaining. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
There it is, another warm day, 76 degrees. Hello, everyone. Beautiful day out at the ballpark. I was at Smith Stadium for the first time for spring training. A bit warm, but with a west to southwest wind that kicked in about the third inning or so. It started to cool things down. The pressure 30-15 now. It's still high, but what's happened is that the high pressure, which had been parked right over the top of us now, is now getting bumped around a little bit and further out into the Atlantic. And as that happens, this weakens somewhat, which will allow fronts to move on in. So we'll start to see the approach of fronts. We're already seeing that right now with this cold front moving through north central Florida. Behind it, much cooler air. You can see some of that cold air cloudiness there just to the north of us. Unfortunately, that cool air isn't going to make it through here. I know a lot of people want a little break before we really get into summer, as it has been, it seems like, all last week. We will get some break later on this week, but for the time being, this front will not be the one that does it. It's going to fade away just to our north. It is producing a few showers now over north central Florida. Not as nearly as intense as they once were near Tallahassee, just a few spotty showers. Cooler air, at least drier temporarily through the mid-Mississippi Valley and the lower Mississippi Valley where they need to dry out a little bit. But for us, we're going to be high and dry when it comes to this front. It will fade. Details on a stronger one coming our way in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Happening now, the 4 finalists for Northport Police Chief are at a meet and greet in the commission chambers. The current chief, Kevin Vespia, will retire at the end of March. The 4 candidates hoping to get the top cop position will be there from 5:30 to 7:30 tonight. The finalists will then go through a series of interviews before Northport's city manager makes a final decision.
2 Anna Maria City employees that were fired for removing planks from a closed city pier now have their jobs back. Peter Peer and Taylor Manhart are back with the city's Public Works Department after losing their jobs after Hurricane Irma. Peer says the 2 went to the Anna Maria City Pier while working to remove 2 sponsored planks for friends who were worried those planks would be thrown away after the storm destroyed the pier. 1 plank was for Peer's family friend, Denise Raykov. The plank sponsored in memory of her son. Raykov and her mother started a petition on the island to get the 2 their jobs back, submitting it to Mayor Dan Murphy. Peer says he'd like to thank those that signed that petition and help get the pair back to work. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight.
How you can negotiate a lower price for your rent when we come back.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru True Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
There may be light at the end of the tunnel for the deadly flu season, but that doesn't mean that you still shouldn't worry about the virus. Mary Maloney has more.
The grip of the flu season appears to be weakening. The CDC says for the first time this season, the number of people going to the doctor for flu-like symptoms is down. But the CDC cautions the flu is still widespread, with half the country experiencing high activity. For the week ending February 17th, flu activity remained elevated in most states. 5 states, Connecticut, Hawaii, Iowa, Utah, and Wisconsin reported moderate activity of flu-like illnesses. 3 states, Florida, Idaho, and Washington, experienced low activity. 3 other states, Maine, Montana, and North Dakota, showed only minimal activity, but high activity of flu-like illnesses continued in the remaining 39 states from coast to coast. To protect yourself against the flu, get the flu shot. Try to avoid contact with sick people and wash your hands with soap and water often. Experts expect the flu season to continue through March. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, the day planner calling for good weather for us here for tomorrow. Satellite and radar pictures showing the frontal system kind of heading down our way, but that front is weakening right now, and looks as though we won't see much rainfall coming our way with this front. But even the next one behind it is not going to be all that intense as it makes its way through and cools us down later this week. But right now, the Van Wezel webcam showing fair conditions out there on the waters. Once again, there's a bit of a breeze yesterday, I know, out on the waters, but for the time being, we have had some gorgeous weather for beachgoers and boaters alike as water temperatures unseasonably warm. Right now into the mid-70s. Typically, it's in the low to mid-60s this time of year, so it's a bit of a change. And again, the radar picture showing that heavy storm that caused all the rough weather over the weekend, bringing tornadoes from Texas all the way up and through parts of the Ohio Valley and flooding rains, is weakening as it heads to the northeast, and that front is really losing a lot of its strength as it gets closer and closer to our coast. It will fade away. Won't have a significant impact on our weather in terms of any kind of rainfall, but it will bump the high pressure ridge, which has been dominating our weather for the past 2 weeks now, a little bit off to the east, which means I don't think we'll see any record highs this week, but we will see temperatures staying above average through Thursday. And then there's a lot of winter weather warnings and advisories well to the west of us. Now, current conditions, we have 76, lots of sunshine, and a barometer still pretty high, 30-15, and the humidity at 79%. The high today, 81, not close to the record of 87, set back in 1962. The normal high, 74. We'll be closer to this number come Friday. So really on Saturday and Sunday as well, temperatures will be dropping down to more average conditions too as we approach the weekend. Right now above average all across the coast, although right near the water from Whitney Beach to Longboat Key, low 70s there, but 78 in Rosedale, Waterleaf at 78, Parrish the same, Palm Area at 76 degrees, the same in Lower Loke. And as you get to the water, it's a little bit cooler, but still very pleasant there. 74 degrees in Inglewood, Northport, you're at 80 now, and Plantation 79. Well, the day planner showing pretty nice conditions for us tomorrow. Temperatures in the low 80s. We'll see some fogginess around in the morning. It'll be around, say, 9, 10 o'clock, and then it should burn off. And we'll have partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. That will allow the temperature to top out well above seasonal average, about 6 to 8 degrees above average. Here comes the front. You can see it. 9:30. There's not much left to it. Some fog around. And then things kind of break up and fall apart for the most part. And then Tuesday late, it stays generally fair. Wednesday, the same story. And then here comes the next storm system, though. It's expected to eventually sweep that front our way late Thursday and Friday. And with it, we'll see those average temperatures move back with us. Now, the European model depicting pretty much the same thing as the GFS. This may be a little later as far as the frontal passage goes for us, but another storm system moving through the Ohio Valley will cause some snow and freezing rain down the road here later this week. For us, we'll see a return to more average conditions for the weekend and beyond. Looks like this trough of low pressure will stay in the eastern third of the nation for a while. 38 now in Minot. That's the some of the cooler readings over the northern plains. 50s and 60s throughout Ohio, Indiana, and into Missouri. As far as the highs go tomorrow, we'll see them in the 30s again over the northern plains states. Pretty warm, though, in places like St. Louis and Memphis into the upper 60s to low 70s. For boaters tomorrow, looks good. Light chop out there. A little bit of fog in the morning. And then the 7-day forecast calling for temperatures to stay warm right through March 1st. And then we'll get into some slightly cooler temperatures, mid-70s right in through Sunday and Oscar award-winning day as far as weather goes. And then we'll see the Oscars on ABC7 at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. Should be beautiful weather for the weekend. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Traffic is slow going on US 301 in downtown Bradenton if you're heading into Palmetto. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. In Consumer News tonight, we often negotiate the price of a new car, a new house, even our salary at work. But why don't more people negotiate their monthly rent? It's typically your biggest monthly expense, and we often just pay whatever the asking price is. So when it comes to rent, why is it we don't usually think that we can negotiate that?
Well, you always think about negotiating when you're going to buy a house, right? And it's this long-term purchase. But when you're thinking about renting, you see a price and you think it's set in stone. But the reality is that there's a price that's listed, but then there's the desire of a landlord to have all of those units filled. So really, you have the upper hand sometimes when you're looking for a place that you can rent.
It's one of your biggest monthly expenses, and tonight at 6, we'll show you a few surprising ways you can negotiate a lower price on your rent.
The number of companies cutting business ties with the National Rifle Association continues to climb. Delta and United Airlines will no longer offer flight discounts to NRA members. Several rental car companies, including Enterprise, Hertz, and Avis, say they too are ending discount programs with the NRA. And insurance giant MetLife will no longer offer home and auto policy discounts for NRA members. There is also an ongoing campaign to pressure Amazon to stop carrying NRA TV, the organization's 24/7 streaming channel. In a statement, the NRA accuses those companies of trying to punish its members as a result of what happened in Parkland, Florida.
Samsung has unveiled the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus smartphones, and they're all about the camera. The S9 camera can take sharper photos in tough lighting conditions than previous models. It also offers a slow motion tool that lets users take videos 32 times slower than regular video. Other new features include an intelligent scan tool that blends facial recognition with an iris scanner, along with a live language translation feature that lets you scan objects like a sign or a menu. The phones will be available for pre-order March 2nd and then in stores March 16th. The price, $720 for the S9 and $840 for the S9 Plus.
Wow.
Our phones are getting more expensive, aren't they?
They really are.
But they do more.
That is true. Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best, all on sale for up to $3,805 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our winter white event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
On a night that often celebrates young, fresh-faced stars, this year the Academy Awards is recognizing more older women in the top acting categories.
ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more.
The star who once said America doesn't reward people my age either in day-to-day life or for their performances, up for yet another Best Actress nomination at 68 years old. But Meryl Streep's quote is also contradicted at this year's Oscars in another category.
Here we are, the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role.
The average age of the nominees for Best Supporting Actress this year, 55 years old.
Women of a certain age have not had the opportunities that men of a certain age have always been afforded. That is finally starting to change, and it's been a really long time coming.
The youngest in the category is Octavia Spencer, who's 45 years old.
Jessica Tandy.
And while there have been wins for more senior actresses, the oldest, Jessica Tandy at 80,
I am on cloud 9.
Some see this year as the start of a shift created by better roles and more options for older actresses.
Look at us now, look at us.
Recognized by stars across mediums and genres.
20 years ago, we were pretty washed up by this stage in our lives. So that's not the case now. We've proven, and these actresses and so many more are proving that we are potent and powerful and viable.
Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Clueless actress and former Fox News commentator Stacey Dash is running for Congress. Dash, an outspoken Republican, filed paperwork today in California's 44th District, which has a long history of Democratic representation. Dash emerged as a controversial figure in 2016 when she called the Oscars so white, boycott ludicrous, and said there was no need for Black History Month. She has not publicly issued a statement about her run for office, but teased the possibility on social media earlier this month.
Actress Heather Locklear was arrested Sunday for domestic violence and assaulting deputies. The arrest followed a domestic incident at Locklear's home in Thousand Oaks, California. Locklear was booked on 1 count of domestic battery, 3 counts of battery on a police officer. Deputies say they found evidence she injured her boyfriend during the incident, and she was also violent with deputies. Locklear is scheduled to appear in court on March 13th.
Kevin Smith is lucky to be alive. The actor-filmmaker tweeted that he suffered a major heart attack Sunday evening. The doctor that treated him said Smith's left anterior descending artery was completely blocked. According to Smith, had he not canceled a show and gone to the hospital, he would have died. But he did go, and as a result, he was able to tell his fans, "I'm still above ground."
He was just here on the Suncoast a few weeks ago with working with Ringling College students
I saw that.
on a project. So, yeah, we wish him the best in recovery. And we'll be right back with more news.